So it's getting really ugly now. I mean, I didn't know it could get uglier in this politics against you, but here, this is happening. This is unbelievable to me that this is happening. RFK Jr.'s latest tweet is being widely interpreted as a Nazi dog whistle. They're doing it. This is unbelievable. So here is the thing. We already showed it. Since the assassination of my father in 1968, candidates for president are provided Secret Service protection, but not me. Typical turnaround time for pro forma protection requests from presidential candidates is 14 days. After 88 days of no response and after several follow-ups by our campaign, the Biden administration just denied our request. Okay, I'll stop there because the important part's already been out there. Now, what they're saying about this now, a tweet from the account of Democratic presidential candidate RFK on Friday used language that many observers say evokes the no Nazi hate symbol 1488. And so there you put 14 and then you put, and they're saying that you did this intentionally.
I also use the word 67 down there.
Okay. Oh, well, down here 67. Is that also bad?
No, but I mean, I was anyway. You can see at the bottom it says that it got at that point that you photographed it's got almost 30 million views.
Yes.
Oh, I think they were trying to figure out a way. It got somebody's attention. Let's put it that way. And those numbers came from Gavin DeBecker, who runs the premier security agency in the country, and he did the negotiations with the Secret Service, and the Secret Service, his first contact with them was 88 days prior to I think it was the 21st of July or whatever, when Mayorkas wrote me back. And so those numbers I got from him, I didn't, invent those numbers. But what's ironic about this, Jimmy, is that these are people who have been accusing me of being a conspiracy theorist.
Yes, so yes.
You need a ball of red yarn to get this thing. You got
to twist yourself with a pretzel to come up with this one, man. This is amazing. This is like, wow. I was really almost tip of the hat for how crazy this is. But you know what? They're going to get people to believe it. So that's it. Kennedy has not responded to HuffPost's request. Oh, really? Okay. It's not clear whether he personally approved the tweet.
That is like, if HuffPost called me in, it's like, did you beat your wife?
Yeah, I know. Right.
So I don't want to give them the chance to run the next headline. Kennedy denies, being, using that symbolism. Anyway, it was absurd. It was comically absurd.
It's a crazy story. I won't even read it. It's crazy. It's just nuts. But half the country has a positive feeling about you, and so I think half the country sees through stuff like this.
And by the way, all of this are just lies. What there's on this particular page that you're showing.
Kennedy has come under fire for trafficking in anti-Semitic conspiracy theories at a recent dinner. Oh, this thing again! They're bringing this thing up again. You were.
Yeah, and I was just citing an NIH funded study that was done by the Cleveland Clinic that made these observations that the docking site on the COVID-19 furin cleave was compatible with the ACE2 receptors in the lungs of certain race. It was disproportionate, which is not surprising. There are many diseases that affect certain race disproportionately, and they took that and twisted that into. And the point I was making, I was saying that the U.S. government, truthfully, is trying to develop ethnic bioweapons, and this was an example of why that kind of thing might be possible, because diseases affect different people, different races differently. And then the other lie they put down here that I suggested Holocaust victims had it easier than COVID sufferers. Of course, I never said anything like that, but they, this is a new form of censorship, which is they were able to censor me directly for 3 years. But now that I've declared for presidency, it makes it very difficult for them to censor me. In fact, there's a federal regulation that makes it illegal to censor presidential candidates under certain conditions. So
really, and so this is like a new form of censorship.
So now
over the top.
This is called targeted propaganda, which is also called character assassination. You just, instead of directly silencing somebody, you make them look like a reprehensible, odious human being, and that way, with the expectation, people will stop listening to them.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing it to you for a long time. Come see our live shows. We're going to be in Chicago, Rosemont, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, New York City, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Stamford, Toronto, Toledo, Detroit, St. Louis, and more. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.